Increasing profits in your dental practice can help so many people. I know because I'm a dental practice owner myself, Paul Dr. Nacho Goodman, and I'm so thrilled to be talking with my friend and awesome key resource and sponsor, Dr. Emily Letran, who helps coach dentists. And Emily, welcome to Talking Nachos. Share with us what you do, how you help dentists, and what you want to talk about today.
Yes, thank you so much, Paul. It's always fun to catch up with you and be a resource and sponsor for Dental Naturals. A loving community, just be nice, right?
Yeah, for
I
sure.
help dentists maximize I help dentists maximize their potential, streamline business, increase profits, and win back time from work so they can enjoy their happy life. So today, what I like to talk about is how to increase profits. And we talk about ways where you don't have to do that much. You meaning you're the owner, doctor, the CEO of the practice. You want me to just jump right in and share?
Well, first, before this, I was listening to a good podcast the other day, and why do
Hmm.
profits help? So it might seem like a simple question, but you work with so many dentists of all different ages and stages. They don't talk nearly enough about money in dental school. So, what does increasing profits do to help dentists be happier?
Well, profit is what's most important in a business. I know sometimes people think, oh, I'm busy. I've been working for years. But what do you have to show, right?
Right,
Another term to look at is the net worth, right? What
right,
do you actually take home and you invest so you can make more money? So I think profits is basically your livelihood. You
yep,
don't just want to go from day to day. You want to grow your net worth. You want to grow your wealth. Sometimes people don't like to talk about that, but that's the real thing. That's what you're gonna be spending on your kids' college. That's gonna
sure.
be you're gonna be spending on your own vacation, planning for your retirement, buying your second dream home, summer home, whatever you would
It's
do.
also, Emily,
That's
what's
all
what's
done
key
with
is
profit.
profit allows us to help our patients and team too, because it allows us to do more flexible things. It allows us to reward our team. And there's that phrase, is the juice worth the squeeze? And dentistry, with increasing dental student debt and all these things, we have to be cognizant. You can't help anyone if your office goes out of business. You can't help anyone if you get burnt out and don't want to do this job anymore. So we should talk about this more. And you have three great ways to increase profit in a dental practice. So if you're listening, one of these may be a great fit for you to think about, to explore. So Emily, give me Dr. Emily's three ways to increase profit.
Well, there are multiple ways to increase profits. I just want to focus on three, right? And these three, what I love about these is it doesn't take all of you, right? The first one is to leverage your time. You
Right.
can only see so many patients. You can only, you know, go through so many chairs. So how about thinking about adding an associate? And I know you have an awesome way of introducing associate to practice and practice to associates. I fortunately have learned how to do this about 2 years after I bought my first practice. I
Oh,
was a little bit forced to do this because I was pregnant. And
yeah.
I said, I can be at home and with nobody seeing all these patients. So I brought in the associate and then I just see, wait a minute, I don't have to be here all the time. And
Right.
there's certain patients that maybe I don't like, or certain tedious procedures that I don't like. So I moved that to the associate. So the associate, hopefully it could be a clone of you, but if not, certainly a multiple of you.
I
The
love that. I mean,
second way
we
is
have a program.
to,
Before you jump to the
yeah,
second way, I want to point out that adding
yes,
an associate doesn't automatically increase your profit, but this is what it does. And you point out, it protects you from losing money, because if nobody's seeing patients in the practice because you're on a maternity leave, that means that you have a huge problem. So profit growth is not only related to increase, it's protecting the work that's being done there. So really good point, Emily. We're ready for number two.
yes. I mean, if somebody like you're never going to be pregnant, I hope, but maybe you want to take a long vacation, or
Yeah.
maybe you want to take some time off and take, some long training. The second one is to do higher end procedures. We're talking about the cosmetic dentistry. We're talking about the implants, maybe the full mouth rehab, the all on fours. You have two choices. One is you can take the time, invest the time and the money to go and take those courses.
Right.
Second one, which I think is the easier one, and that's what I love, is to bring in a specialist. And it's
Sure.
right along that line of bringing in an associate, right? The specialists are more highly trained. You can charge more theoretically, if you have a specialist doing the case for you, and I'm not saying, we're not going to talk about quality or competency or anything like that. Just you got a specialist. Now you grow yourself into a little group practice where you position yourself different from maybe the doctor down the street. He's by himself. I got specialists working with me, right? And sometimes I don't have to be in the practice. I share with you a story real quick. We were sharing wins at a meeting, and I told the doctor, oh yeah, yesterday I did a 30,000 day.
Wow.
But I wasn't even in the office, right? Great. And I thought the big part wasn't the number. The big part was I wasn't in the office. And I think those are great things to think about if you want to grow and not killing yourself doing all the work.
Really important. Preserving also, so we talk about preserving profits, also preserving your physical self along the way is important too. Love that. So we have leveraging associates, adding specialty procedures or in-office specialists. And what's our third?
Well, our third one is learning how to sell. And people hate the word sell. And there's nothing wrong with selling. You sell to your little moderator if you want her to help you clean the room, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Or help your wife cook. We're always selling ourselves, our proposition. So selling to the patient is the same, but what happened is we are trained, like you mentioned earlier, we're not trained in business in school. So when we have to have that money talk, it's difficult, right? I'm sure, I mean, for me, I still remember the first time I sold my big case, which are 6 porcelain crowns in the front back in, I don't know, 1998 or something like that. That was my big case. It was hard to tell the patient it's going to cost you a couple of $1,000s. And so part of the selling is overcoming the mindset that we're uncomfortable to talk about money. And then sometimes we learn how to be comfortable talking about it. Then we give it to our treatment coordinator and she's uncomfortable talking about it. So we're talking about training your team, right? So you're all on the same page. We know that, right, we may be the one to say the last word, but empower your team to have that money talk, empower them and allow them to maybe give a discount, incentive, throw in some bonuses for the patient. Right?
Your team has to say the same words as you and be just as enthusiastic. We've had people invest in doing the same work, Mrs. Smith, and they love it. They totally thought the investment was worth it because all of us think of $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 different, but the impact of being able to chew and smile with confidence is what we're all here to do. So I love this 3-pack by Dr. Emily. You do so many things to help our community, Dr. Emily. If someone's like, I'm sitting here thinking, I need to reduce stress, I want to grow my business, how can they reach out to you to learn more about what you do?
Yes, they can certainly reach out to the Nachos team, right? Because you have all my contact information.
DentalNachos.com.
They can text me. Yes, you can text me at 626-298-7587 and text the word profit.
Awesome.
Right? And we'll get on the phone. We have a 30-minute call. We'll talk about how I can serve to help you figure out where your profit margin is,
great,
where it should be, how we can increase it, and then go from there. Because I believe that a lot of time it changes with the decision that you want to make the change,
right?
And then the commitment to make the little changes to accelerate your growth.
I love that, Emily. What you bring to the table is such a great way of thinking about our business in a holistic way. It's about the business part. I have my little guy here. It's about the mind, the words, the hands, our heart in the center. We need to talk more about all of these things. I really appreciate you being part of what we do. And you can reach out to get in touch with Dr. Emily. You can always reach out to us at salsa@dentalnachos.com or dentalnachos.com. Thanks, Emily.